Yo, what's up, guys? This is Nhl from Daily Fantasy Archive, and if you guys are new to the channel, it's first time seeing the videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you enjoy the videos and want to see free daily content for great advice and tips for NHL lineups. And make sure you hit the notification bell button under the video so you'll be notified every time I'm upload. And let's smash 10 likes on the video for another night of fire lineups last night, and let's keep it coming. Let's keep it rolling. Last night, the lineup in the video hit hit 145, I think it was. Let me see what it was. I'm pretty sure it was 145. John Tavares, yeah, 145. So we're cashing 50-50s. If you plan in 50-50s, almost all 50-50s and double ups. And too bad John Tavares and Anders Lee and Josh Bailey never showed up. As you can see, both of them, three of those guys, all the first line unperformed in a game with 12 goals. There was they never did anything. Didn't do much at all, and I was really disappointed because this could have been one of the best lines on the site ever, period, because the line was on fire with rating point with 30.9. Also had another line last night, hit 204.7. Again, John Tavares and Anders Lee killed me. I was at 204.7 with two of these guys, but only 3.2. Two of these guys could easily have went for 30, 20 plus 40 points last night. Would have been insane. I would have had at least almost a 300 lineup last night. Would have cashed and everything for sure. Anyways, let's get right into the video. Today we have a nice little, I think it's we have a 9-game slate. I'm pretty sure it is today. Yeah, we have a 9-game main slate today. The goalies that I'm gonna be looking at first is the goalie I'm going to be using, especially, is Ben Bishop tonight. He's in the highest Vegas odds to win tonight in a 5 total game, so there's not a lot of goals going against him. It should not be any at all. He needs a big game. He hasn't had really a big game for them yet. They're 19-13 on home ice, and Arizona's 9-24 on the road. LA is better than Arizona in every category. Every category there is, offense, defense, everything. LA's 5-0-2 in their last 7 Tuesday games and 5-1 in their last 6 versus a team below 400, which is Arizona. And Arizona's on a back-to-back where they only won 1-0 last night and had a pretty tough game. So I can see them being very tired, and Ben Bishop needs a big game tonight for LA. Another good pick would be Martin Jones. He costs us 600 more than Ben Bishop, so your lineup's going to be you're going to need a bit more value. Sharks have won 6 of their last 8, have one of the best records on home ice at being 22-8-3. Buffalo is 11-17-3 on the road and 2-6-2 in their last 10. They're playing awful. They're ranked 21st on offense, and the Sharks are better than Buffalo in every category besides power play and face-offs. The Sharks are 6-1 versus a team with a losing record in their last 7, and second highest Vegas odds to win tonight behind LA. And Jones plays a lot better on home ice, and the total is only at 5, so it shouldn't be a lot of goals going against him tonight. Another goalie that I would look at just in case, if you want to play for GPP, could be a lot riskier because it could be a lot of goals going both ways, is Cam Talbot. Centers that I'm going to be looking at tonight first is Jordan Staal. Had a really good night last night. I'm pretty sure he had 20 points on Fanduel last night. Had a good night on DraftKings also. He's on the first line power play. His price is just too cheap, for being on the first line, and two of these teams being awful on defense and goaltending. And he's really cheap. In the last 3 games against New York Islanders, he had really good he had 3 good games. Couldn't spit it out. Had 3 good games against New York Islanders last 3 games. And a 5.5 total game on home ice, where the overs went over, like I told you guys last night, 26 of the last 30 odd times. You're going to want exposure to this game. They're big favorites to win tonight. Another center that I'm going to be looking at tonight is Jeff Carter. Highest Vegas odds to win on the second line and first line power play. Has 6 points in his last 10, but he takes a lot of shots, so his floor is really safe. Arizona's giving up third most points per game to center. And Arizona has also given up 10.7 shots a game to centers. And he's averaging 22.03 in his last 3 blowout games, which is very consistent. He's been playing very well. I can see him having some high upside tonight. Winger, and 2 other players that I would Actually, 3 other. Connor McDavid, I would also look at if you want to fit him in your lineup. It's going to be kind of hard. You're going to need to find some other value. But the big Vegas odds for him to win tonight for Edmonton in a 5.5 total game, where Edmonton is 16-12-1 on home ice, and Dallas is 19-4 on the road, very awful. Edmonton is better than Dallas in every category besides offensive face-offs, and Dallas is giving up the most fantasy points a game to center, so could be some crazy high upside for McDavid. He has 9 points in his last 10 games and plays 21 minutes plus a game, so he has a very safe floor. He also has 42 points and 14 points in his last 2 games against Dallas. Could be that crazy upside, like 14 points you're hoping for if you take him. And Dallas is giving up 9.6 shots a game to center. 3 other value plays that I would look at would be Adam Henrique, Victor Rask on center, 2 of these guys on center, and Braden Point. You're not going to have the performance, I don't think, that Braden Point had last night. 2 goals. That's going to be insane. I can see him having some high upside, getting maybe 2 assists and assists. So he should be good to lock in for your value plays if you're trying to pay up for some studs. First winger that I'm going to be looking at is Joe Pavelski. Cost 7.8K. He's on the first line power play in the highest Vegas odds to win tonight. Buffalo's giving up 7+ shots a game to right wingers, and he had 23 last time he played them, and he's been on fire. Has 9 points in his last 10 games with 26 shots, so he has a nice safe floor because he takes a lot of shots, and he has a few blocks every now and then. And he has 36 points in 34 home games, so right now he has more than a point a game on home ice. So he had an amazing season on home ice, and he should have a good game tonight. Another player that I'm going to be looking at on the wing is Tanner Pearson, costs 5.4, just really cheap for the second line. 5.4 is crazy for his price. He could even be more than that right now. Buffalo is ranked dead last in puck possession and scoring chances allowed, and goals per game on the road right now at 3.6 goals against average. Arizona is also taking a lot of penalties and had the 26 penalty kills, so they can't kill penalties either. And he has 8 points in his last 10 games, and he has 28 shots, the most on LA, I think, right now for shots in the last 10 games, so he has a safe floor. He's on the second line and the first line power play, and is averaging 15.63, and in his last 3 blowout games. This will be a blowout game, as Vegas, according to Vegas. And Arizona has given up the 3rd most points per game to left wingers, and he also plays a lot better on home ice and has 3 points in 3 games against Arizona in the games that he's played in 2016, 2017. So he's been very consistent. Some other value plays you want to look at is Hansen. Yannick Hansen. He played really bad, dropped donut for us the other night when we took him, but he doesn't have. He has some high upside on that first line, very cheap. Another player you want to look at is Ginla. He's very cheap again on the first line and high upside. Yager is a nice little play. He's playing Toronto. Toronto gives up a lot of goals. They're on home ice. Josh Bailey only had a shot on net or 2 shots on net last night, but he's been very consistent. We check his last few games in his game log, and if you want a piece of that high-scoring game that could happen, I can't see that first line going scoreless again tonight. But another winger that I'm going to be looking at myself is Remy Eli. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Cost 3.2. This guy's really cheap. He's on the first line with Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn. Edmonton is not that great on defense and goaltending. I could see Dallas getting a few points this game. This is a high 5.5 total. I'm pretty sure it's at right now. It's a 5.5 total. And I can see Dallas getting a few goals. And with that crazy stack of Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin, you're hoping you get a piece of him and he gets something. He's been playing very great last few games. If you check his game log, he's been on fire for his 3.2 price tag. He's been hitting way more than value. So he's safe to lock in, I think. He's more of a riskier play. Definitely a better GPP play, but I'm going to be locking him in the 50-50s and everything tonight. And another player that I'll be looking at is Lucic. He's on the second line, and he's on the first line power play. Right now, he has the 2nd most points per game in the last 10 games on Edmonton. He's been playing very great, taking a lot of shots, and blocks a lot of shots, and there's some high upside if you want exposure to Connor McDavid. I think this could be a very high scoring game, and if you don't want to pay for Connor McDavid, you'll get exposure to him on the power play. And their second line has been playing very good lately, so he should be a lock for a safe play tonight, especially playing Edmonton when they're awful on defense and awful on goaltending wise. For defensive wise, I'm going to take Brent Burns. He's the second highest favorites to win tonight. San Jose Sharks are, and he's on the first line in the first line power play. He has gone 9 games in a row without scoring a goal, so he's going to be very hungry for a goal playing against this awful Buffalo team on home ice. He's averaging more than a point a game right now. He has 9 points in his last 10, and he has 33 shots in his last 10 games also, so his floor is very safe, and he blocks a few shots also too. In his last game against Buffalo, he had 2 assists, and like I said before, he's at a point per game, and Buffalo's given up 10.2 shots a game to defense, and they're in the bottom 10 for points per game given up fantasy points against defensemen right now. The last defenseman that I'll be looking at is Martinez. Costs 4.6K. This leaves you with 0 salary left. I think LA should easily kill Arizona tonight. The big favorites to win. He has 7 points in his last 10 games, been on fire. He has with 16 blocks and 16 shots, so he has some high upside, and he's been very safe lately. Plays way better on home ice than he does on the road. He's on the third line, but he also plays on the second line power play, so you have that nice upside of the power play where Arizona is awful in general on defense and penalty kill and everything. And he's just way too cheap for the upside that he could hit tonight. Another defense that I'm going to take a look at would be Oscar Klefbom. Dallas is alpha on D. Home ice, big favorites for them to win. Dallas also takes the 5th most penalty minutes a game and have the worst penalty kill in the entire league. He plays on the first line power play. You're going to want exposure to Connor McDavid and their Edmonton's power play. And if you want to, this is where you could spend down instead of playing for McDavid today if you don't want to. He plays over 22 minutes a game and takes a lot of shots, so he has a pretty safe floor for his price tag at 4.4K. Is a very good price for him to hit back value. Some other defensive plays that I would look at if you're really looking to put Connor McDavid and some other big guys in your lineup and you're not looking to pay up for Brent Burns or Erik Karlsson today would be Jacob Slavin, Nhl Fanduel, Justin Falk, Petrovic, playing Toronto, some high upside for him on home ice here. And Calvin DeHaan, he's on I think it's on the first line. He's on the second line right now. He's moving up second line, so he has some pretty high upside, only costing 3.7 against this awful Carolina team. So there should be a lot of goals going both ways. And the last D, like I mentioned before, if you need to take one of these guys, you need Erik Karlsson, you need Brent Burns. Karlsson's on the first line power play, big favorites to win. He has 11 points in his last 10 games with 38 shots, so his floor is really high, and he gets a few blocks also with that. You need one of these guys in your line, like I said. They have way too much upside and plays 26 minutes a game, so his floor is really safe. And he has 16, 35, and 8 in his last 3 games against the Lightning, and the Lightning are 9, 26 in the last 35 meetings in Ottawa, so they're very bad in Ottawa. And Ottawa's 6-0 in their last 6 games. They've been on fire. And the Lightning are also giving up the second most points per game, fantasy point-wise, for defensemen. So he can be a very good lock tonight for you guys. And that's my plays of the night. I broke down a nice little player pool for you guys to give you guys a lot of players. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed our video. Turn on the bell if you don't want to miss any new content. And smash that like button for more daily free content. And follow us on Twitter at DFS_archive. Good luck today, guys.